1, go.
This is her fifth and final trip up and down that Medball.
When you look at the movements from a technical aspect, it seems they're very really good movements. You can get in sync, you get into a groove. Medball is one of them. There's a advantage between the total and the different forms of the movement and the floor. And snap fingers. Again, it's switching arms that says that swing and that rhythm. If you can find that and just settle in, that is a massive advantage for you if you have the fitness to back it up.
Tia Dewey is on her fifth and final round of 100 double. Carrie Pierce is on her fifth and final headboard climb. She is behind Dewey, but Dewey is putting a ton of distance between herself and Pierce at this moment. David's daughter still sits in third, and Jamie Green is in fourth. Kristen Holta is right now in fifth place, as Jamie Green looks to track her down for second place overall in the standings. There is Kristen Holta, who just got done. Now with round number 5, Dewey back to the dumbbell. She has 20 reps remaining. She has to complete 10 dumbbell split snatches and then 10 dumbbell clean and jerks.
Since the dive, the hips open, you have the corner extremity movement here, real quick. The hips finish before the elbow bends, before you start to split those feet. You can pull powerful legs to it, or you're not busting with the arms. That's efficiency right there. It's going to be to less fatigue.
10 reps.
75.
Remain for Tia Dewey. Carrie Pierce in second place, now on to her hang split snatches. Now with no rep opportunity, but it doesn't matter. She has a ton of distance between herself and Carrie Pierce.
A little mistake there. She snatched that first rep and she's required to do a quick third there. And as you get fatigued, the thought process starts to go right.
5 reps remaining for Dewey. Now with no rep again. Carrie Pierce
Got to split the feet there.
creeping up, but Dewey does have about a 6 rep lead on her. Carrie Pierce right to work. Dewey continuing to crack away.
34.
Final rep for Dewey. Second win for Tia Dewey. Carrie Pierce looking to lock up second place.
25.
Pierce coming into this event in fourth place overall, 77 points off the lead. If she takes second, she will earn 90 points. Pierce is in, and Pierce will take second. That's Ridout, the leader on the floor right now, will need to lock up third place and earn 80 points.
Can't begin to describe how valuable that is for Catherine Davis. Sitting in 9, she had, she win games 2 years in a row and podium again because she's not fit enough to be here. She made the cut, she survived. She has a great opportunity to jump up a few spots in this event alone. Catherine Davis is not dead in the water yet.
Davis' daughter is done, and she is in third place with Catherine Davis' daughter, 80 points, as she looks to continue to climb up the leaderboard. Jamie Green on the left of your screen, she is now the leader on the floor. She has 1 rep remaining. Jamie Green is in. Fourth place and 70 points for Jamie Green, who is now going to gain some ground on that one. But if Kristen Holta is next across the finish line, all she's going to surrender are 10 points for Jamie Green.
And a 45-point belter coming in over Jamie Green, but she's only 5 points behind Tia Dewey, so she's not going to lose a lot, but it's, and that just shows you how the point scale is now changing over the entire competition.
But these little individual races, it's a much bigger difference now between a third place and a sixth place than it was just one of them.
Right. Hayes is big time to be a winner right now, and Kristen Holta is in.
I mean, it's crazy to think that Josh's point, like, oh no, she got fit. What a tough golf event that must have been.
60 points for Chrissy Holden. Jake Green with 3 10 points closer for her. Now Haley Adams is going to lock up 6-3, help it out her. Bethany Chapman and Anna Franku have fallen way back, but they are on the final rounds here.
That's not Chapman finishes the net. And then White is up for the top 5.
We saw Tia there, number 1 in the world, coached up the newcomer, really, she's coaching her out there. But that's the spirit of cross station, how it develops in the early days. Everyone can encouraging each other. There's someone that's trying to take her out. She's coaching her up. You're in the event.
Haley Adams, she is next across the finish line. So the young woman making her debut appearance here in the individual competition will take 6th. That will be good enough for 50 points. Now Bethany Chapman will be locked up 7th. As you mentioned it earlier, keep in mind the amount of grip work and pulling that he's going to do less than 24 hours ago in the Mary event at Shatterstone.
It's a lot of pulling. I mean, you have the massive vertical pull down the headboard and up from the dumbbell snatch, and there's no freezing between on the double one. So I don't know what's coming up after this, but I'm sure they're all hoping that this will probably be muscle.
Bethany Chapman locked up 7. Let's clear with that forward to Medball for 41 minute practice. And it's not costing Helmet or anything the West right now. It's Amanda Barnhart who's been traveling on the pegboard. She is in her 5th round. Barnhart finishes that trip as Trey Helmet is to finish up her event.
One, go.
day 3 of competition of the 2019 Ridout CrossFit Games. Thanks for being with us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland with Andy Sakamoto and Chase Hinder. We just watched the women go through the sprint relay. The men are up next. What are your takeaways from that last event?
Well, you know, we've talked about that this weekend being almost more of a mental test than a physical test in a lot of ways. And of course, their team there to me, she had Kristen Holzer kind of bringing down her range. She had a 5-point lead on Kristen Holzer going into that event. In typical Tia dominant fashion, she just took that event. And I think we can see kind of the back-to-back champion side of Tia that we've been waiting to see all weekend. She had that little stumble on the medball early on, but once she got that out of the way, she was just so smooth and so even all the way through that entire event, and just proved to us why she still has that white leader jersey on, and I think why she could wear it for the rest of the weekend.
Meanwhile, Captain Davis got into 9th place 2 events ago, and that moved up 4 more spots.
Currently sitting 5th overall, so Captain Davis who has the ability, and we know that. And this is definitely one of those events for Captain to bounce back in a big way, because it's going to challenge some of those athletes who aren't ready to be, I would say, in the top 10 in the final 5. When the pressure is at the most highest of stakes, and Captain Davis stepped up to the challenge, got 3rd in the previous event, and that bumped her up to 5th, and now she's only 80 points away from the podium position. And depending on how things go, that can happen in a single event. She gets 1st and then gets 8th. It's gone. That's all it takes. And with, I don't know how many events are coming up next, but we're on the weekend, but we have a lot of chances for her to move back up to the podium.
That's the lead, and it's gone. That's what exactly can happen here. It's just a single event. Let's take a look at the men's overall standings. They get set to take on event number 7. Noah Olsen is your overall leader, just 1 point shy of 500. Matt Fraser 65 back again. Scott Pancic is in 3rd. He is 9 points back of Matt Fraser for 2nd. Carl Cruz, Will Warren, and Matt McLeod all over 400 points and all very much within striking distance. The athletes who did not make the cut.
25.
Spots 11 through 20. Cole Sager, not in the competition, just misses out. Travis Mayer, Chandler Smith, Pat Douglas, and Luke Gold, 2 of the 3 men on the
3, 2,
did
1.
not make the cut. But Cole Sager has always been feeling well in his back against the wall, but just could not get enough done here in event number 6.
Well, he was 11th coming into the day, and he finished at 11th coming out of event number 7. And he actually did well. He took 8th in event number 7. The problem was it wasn't Cole Sager. It was actually Saxon Kanchek, who was below Sager on the overall standings, but he comes out and wins event number 7. And with the point scale so different coming down to 20, is that it actually Sager closed the gap, but with Saxon finishing and winning the event, that kept Sager out of the top 10.
Talk about Will Moran. He's a guy that I don't think you would have to pay to be inside the top 10. But when you look back at his body of work and what he has done in the past of the game to what the expectations were, maybe it isn't that big of a surprise.
Right, I mean, this is his 2nd game 6 appearance, but the big thing is that we haven't seen him since 2014. He currently sits in 5th place. You know, the reason I think we didn't see him for a couple of years there is he had some fractured ribs and other unfortunate health issues. He looked great coming into the season, coming into the games. He went to 3 sanctionals. He got 3rd at the Mid-Atlantic, 3rd at the Breaking Back CrossFit Championships, and most importantly, won the Field Championships, which brought him here. He did have a fantastic start to the weekend. He had 14th, 46th, and 25th on the first 3 events. But what's really impressive is then he followed that up with a 3rd on yesterday's sprint, a 7th on yesterday's Mary, and a 5th on today's sprint event. So the fact that he's put himself in a really good position of not having seen him for a few years is looking good.
Same event that the women took on. Weight's going to get a little bit heavier. Who do you like here in event number 7 for the men?
I'm going to have to go with Scott Pancic. So if we look at even just this weekend at a glance, right, we got 3rd on event 1, which involved a lot of upper body pulling, a lot of grip, and you could say we got 4th on Mary, again, a lot of upper body pulling, stamina. He's only 9 points back from Matt Fraser right now. He's a games veteran. I think he can handle the mental pressure besides the physical endurance that he needs for this weekend.
How about you, Chris?
Noah Olsen has a 65-point lead on Matt Fraser right now. I'm looking at Noah to see if he can handle the pressure. And the big part of that to me is that every year a CrossFit Games champion has their moment in the Coliseum that defines their weekend. I want to know if last night's Mary was Noah Olsen's moment to step into the limelight, not just on the podium for the first time, but maybe in that first place position. And the way he handled the
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And a lot of these guys that maybe aren't, in contention for the top 3 in the voting spot, a lot more turmoil and tension, but, a lot of guys who've been outside the top 15 or even 20 in their career sitting in the top 10. And it's playing with how 20 for the next few days.
Well, and although the points seem to up and down a lot, at least these men are not facing cuts anymore. So
Right, I was just going to mention that.
they can take that off of their shoulders. They can ride the ups and downs, I think, a little bit easier for the rest of the event.
Which is, look, there's still plenty of pressure here in this moment. But, as Dan said, there are no real stops. I think he's focused on attack again. You could have a situation that out of the 4 game puts that.
It's the next, and it just depends on how you handle it. And I think a lot of that is going to come with experience. So your veteran guys have been in positions like this before, but now the cut's no longer looming. So you have that. It's almost like your safety net is back in terms of the competition for the weekend. So you can let go of a certain stress and just go out there and compete against the field of your guys.
There is an overall year in the Wolves with 499 points in first career event win across the game last night, and Mary and he beat Matt Fraser by 65. 5 rounds in the split triple, headboard double up, and 10 single arm dumbbell hangs. Split snatches, 10 single arm dumbbell hangs, clean and split. Sure, it's 80 pounds here, more than that.
I think it's been a great event to pick your first and second place event against each other. You look at this event and who do you think will do well? Matt Fraser, obviously off the table. Noah Olsen's another one. You say we got a perfect event last night, Mary, to set him up. We're still going to take advantage of the opportunities that they give. For this one to hold on to a first place position against the man who had a 3 times, this man, Matt Fraser, 45% strong in this event. So excited to see how that handles this moment.
We're underway here in Ridout. 10 place overall. Not a name you would expect to see at this point of the competition, but has played his cards right. And here he is for the remainder of the competition. Again, both pegs need to get to the top, and then both pegs need to get below that red line for the rest cap. Noah Olsen, Matt Fraser, Jordan Rubinson, cut off the wall at the same time. David Medball to shoot the camera. That will all do their 100 uploads. There are 22 scored repetitions in each round. They get credit for each one round once they complete the double. So that's 22. That will signify the end of round 1. First 5 rounds here in that set.
25.
You look at the first round, this is 5. It's kind of a feeler round. You don't need to go fast. Nobody in here is going to win the event in the first round.
10.
And you don't have to be cautious either. You can just climb the peg for 300
1.
Climb the rhythm on the snatch. Know what that dumbbell's going to feel.
3, 2, 1, go.
22 more scored repetitions in this round. 44 will signify the end. The lead date is highlighted in the blue box at the top of your screen, and the number in the white box will signify how many repetitions that man has completed. Jacob Pepper in lane 1, he is back for his second. And for the 17 games rep two. That's James Huber who was the top last year. You hear leaders, Matt Fraser in the middle, Noah Olsen on the left and second, and Jordan Rubinson on the right.
If he put the honors in the middle of this triple, this is your time to kind of think about your game plan coming into the dumbbells. No one's going to
And done. 25-18.